Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is current economic issues. And of course, we're fortunate to have with us to talk about some of the economic issues that have played a significant role in the national economy, Dr. MParuchuri. Dr. MParuchuri is a professor in the Department of Economics and Finance at Tennessee State University. And of course, Dr. MParuchuri, let me welcome you to the show this morning.
Thank you, sir.
And I have to tell you, Dr. MParuchuri, how delighted we are to have you here, and especially to talk about the topic that we're going to deal with this morning, because I think that if you've listened to the recent press, it seems that we're undergoing a challenging economic situation that some people say almost drifts back to what we might call the Great Depression. Now, if it's that bad, certainly we need somebody to come and to give us some information in reference to what is going on. And of course, Dr. MParuchuri, we expect you to be that person, but before we get into that, let's have you to give us some information about your background, your education, and some of the things that, in a real sense, led you to us this morning.
Well, thank you, Dr. Haney, for inviting me to be here. I finished my bachelor's degree back home in India. That's my home country. And after my bachelor's degree, I came to this country and finished my master's degree in University of Wyoming, and then did some more work towards my PhD at University of Utah in Salt Lake City, and then part of it also in Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland, Ohio, and finished my PhD in London, England, in few years back.
And so you're well traveled in terms of your education, you know, all over, in a real sense, all over the world. And of course, we expect to take advantage of all that knowledge and that information that you've accumulated over the time. Well, let's look at Dr. MParuchuri, and I think that we're all aware of the severe economic situation that we find ourselves in. Well, let's look at that situation. What is going on economically in the United States of America from your perspective at this moment?
Well, we are the richest nation in the world. At least that's what we claim, and which is true. But at the same time, we have over 40 million people living below the poverty level in this country. We are not paying too much attention to that. Instead, we are worried about how we can help improve the greediness and increase the profits of these financial institutions. We have not been regulating them as much as we should have, which led to us in today's financial crisis. Number of these banks, other financial institutions, the banks and the other institutions have lent out money to the substandard, what shall I say, people who, when they are buying homes.
People who don't have the adequate resource in order
to pay the even monthly payments in some cases. It worked out very well for the California bankers for a while when the prices have been going up and up, you know. And so people who bought them, they turned around and sold it within a month or so. Even before they finished closing here, they already have a deal in there. So they were making good money, and at the same time, bankers did not help us in curbing some of that activities. Instead, they encouraged them because it's upfront money for them. And that greediness has hurt the nation as a whole. The different financial institutions bought out this paper, you know, which was signed by these homeowners, and they're all substandard ones. But you know, when they are substandards, the income which they get is very, very high. So they were so greedy, so they kept on making loans left and right, and turned around and sold this substandard paper to the other financial institutions. And those other financial institutions, the investment bankers, you know, they all are in a serious trouble. Good number of banks today had to write off enormous amount of losses, which made their stock, the common stock, worth, you know, almost very, very little. And some of them have gone bankrupt. And The government or the Federal Reserve System, which is the main arm in controlling the money supply and credit availability in this country, they have not done as much as they should have until only maybe yesterday or so.
Okay, so Dr. Paruchuri, we're getting ready for this first commercial break. Would it be that we have a problem in terms of regulation? Is that one of the key words that we want to talk about?
One of the problems is not enough regulation for these financial institutions.
Okay, and of course we'll be back with our audience following this very short commercial break. The topic is current